couldn't be prouder of you. So we'll open it up for questions for any of the guys, and we'll go from there.
Keith Heidig from BoxingScene.com. Carl, happy 75th birthday. And my first question is for Jared. Jared, did you expect Forrest to come out the way as aggressively as he did and come at you like that? And then when do you think he realized that that was a mistake?
No, I definitely didn't expect him to come out as aggressively that he did. To be honest, I thought he was going to lay back and try and survive as long as he could. But what he did, I want to say probably like the third right hand that I hit him with, that was when he realized, like, yeah, this ain't the right hands I've been getting hit with before, you know what I'm saying? So we adjusted. I think it was pretty good.
Did you get the sense that he was out on his feet there when the fight was stopped? He was slumped over?
I know for a fact. And when you can look at a man's eyes, like, for sure, when I hit him, I seen something that it just was like, that's why I stepped back. If you look at it, I actually stepped back myself. I kind of seen it happen, so.
Congratulations, Jared. I just have one question for Keyshawn as well. Keyshawn, he's obviously a very tough, durable guy. He took a lot of flush punches tonight. Were you surprised that he was able to withstand that for all 8 rounds?
Yes, I was definitely surprised, but not too surprised because, you know, all the other people was hitting him with flush shots. All the other opponents he faced, you know, was hitting him with flush shots. And I actually see him one time actually get dizzy one time, and he got hit again and woke back up and started fighting again. I'm like, dang, so this dude is like a different level tough. Like, you know, some guys just don't go down. And I think that was him tonight.
James Bell of the Boxing Source. First question is for Xander. Xander, you know, in this bout that you had here, you had a whole lot of support and pretty much had like a rousing crowd once you were able to, you know, get in there and get in the ring. What was it like to have a lot of support here for this particular fight?
It was definitely amazing. I enjoyed every bit of it. You know, when I walked out and the crowd went crazy, it was amazing. I'm ready to make this my home in the future. Ready to sell this place out and just keep winning and hopefully get title shots very soon.
Second question is for Jared, the real big baby. I know that you were coming in there to show out against a tough opponent there in Jerry Forrest, and you were able to do that, you know, pretty much after the first round. You just turned it up. You know, what was it to like go into that second level after, you know, a little bit of, you know, a little trouble or whatever it was in the first round, but you just said, you know what, I'm gonna bite down and I'm gonna grind them down in that second round?
I guess I'd say I kind of knew it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. I knew he a slugger. You know what I'm saying? And he was coming to fight. I knew he was tough. So honestly, when I first got hit, I was like, why did I even get hit with that? It was kind of weird for me, you know. Started off slow, all awkward, then got real fast when it got at the top. When his punches came to the top, that's when they got fast, you know what I'm saying? So I did get hit with some punches that I didn't expect to get hit with, but always, you know, that's how we train. We bite down and fight for it. So I think it just came naturally.
Gotcha. And last question is for Keyshawn. You were there against Juan Carlos Burgos, and then after about the first couple of rounds, it looked like you were having a lot of fun in there. You pretty much like seen pretty much every shot that he was throwing and just came back at him with a fast counter or just was, you know, really intent on the punches that you were throwing. What was it to like have that level of comfortability in there and to, you know, just go through those rounds and, you know, kind of like show your stuff?
Honestly, sparring, you know, Terrence Crawford, all camp, sparring my brothers that stands over top of me, you know, Kelvin and Keon Davis, you know, definitely prepared me for a fight like this. They're a lot faster, a lot smarter, a lot stronger than the guy I faced tonight. And just the experience that I have, you know, fighting internationally and going to the Olympics and stuff like that, prepared me for a night like this. So really, I was comfortable in round 1. After round 1, I came back to the corner. I said, oh, he got nothing for me. And Coach Ray was like, yeah, you're right. So after round 1, I already knew I had it in the bag, honestly. I was just trying to find a way where I could stop him.
And just as a side note, because we had 4 fights on TV live, Xander and Keyshawn were both 8-rounders because we had to, you know, from a timing point of view. But if they were both 10-rounders, they each would have got the knockout because you could see both opponents ready to go the following round. And as a developing, you know, what we do when we develop these guys, the rounds are the best thing you can get. And late round knockouts or TKO stoppages are even better, and you could see him coming in round 9 and 10. But, you know, because they were 8 rounds, and television will take a hit because of that, but that's okay, because you can't do 10 until you do 8, and they both did it, so now we know that. Jared is a different story, because he's not in boxing, he's in heavyweight division. That's a whole different business. So that's what they want to see, and that's what he did. He trained for 10, he would have went 10 if he had to, but you know what, there's nothing better than a heavyweight knockout like that, and that's what you got.
Andres Gomez, Corner Man Boxing. First of all, happy birthday, Carl. And my question is for Jared Anderson. You know, you've been stepping up the competition. There's your 5th second-round stoppage in a row. You know, how excited are you about your current momentum, and what would you like to do next?
Fight some bigger names. Fight the people in the top 15 at any sanctioning body. So, you know, just keep the steam rolling, you know, and hopefully go fight at home. That's my next move, to try and get a fight at home. You know, sell out the Huntington Center in Toledo, Ohio, and, you know, show out.
Nice. So my last question for Carl, how soon can we expect to see Jared maybe fighting for a world title?
A world title?
Yes, sir.
Jeez.
Don't put the pressure on my man like that. It's his birthday.
Well, look, we know when all these, unlike other things that happen, we know when these 3 guys are going to fight again. We have a good idea of when. We're not sure who they're going to fight. The bad thing is when you get exposure like this and look like this, you have to force yourself up to be a mandatory. You know, because I don't predict that our phone are going to ring Monday. Hey, I want to fight that guy Jared Anderson or Keyshawn. Get me Xander. You know, those calls don't really come in. So it's okay because they're young guys and it's a progression. So we know when they're fighting. We have a good idea where they're going to fight. I don't know who that's going to be yet. You know, it's we don't need to worry about that right now. Everybody can enjoy the holidays, but we know what's going to happen this year for these guys.
Jared, to Carl's point, what he just said, how difficult do you think it's going to be to get, forget champions, the contenders that are ranked in the top 15 who have a lot to lose with their rankings to fight you?
I don't know, but like you said, you know, y'all been seeing since I started the interviews and things since I got here. I've been saying mandatory, because I know that's what's coming. People who watch me, who study me, or even see me coming, they know that I'm a problem. They got to deal with it. So, you know, we just gotta fight for it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's gonna end up becoming a mandatory. I'm ranked now. You see me getting belt out of belt. They're gonna have to see it soon.
But, you know, there's a lot of guys in the top 15 that we put any of these guys with. So it's really, you have to entice them by the money. And that's okay, that's part of the business. So if they're gonna take the risk with the ranking, you gotta pay them. We're willing to pay the opponent. We know we gotta pay these guys, but it's worth it to get there. So we'll figure that out.
Similar question to Keyshawn. How difficult do you expect it to be to get, you know, the ranked lightweights, the contenders to fight you?
It should be fairly easy, you know. If they want to fight, then we can make the fight happen. Like, especially 135, it's a lot of competition out there, and you know, a young up and coming guy like me with only 7 fights, they shouldn't be scared to fight me, right? You know,
Fight him
so,
now. You know,
so fight me. You know, it shouldn't be that hard.
Jai Tucker, 9-0 prospect. Happy birthday, Carl, first and foremost. All y'all did great tonight, man. Xander, great win tonight, bro. I think everybody know I didn't get to make weight tonight, 147, so I moved to 154, you feel me? Yo, man, you said you want to sell the garden now, baby. I'm New York, man. Me versus you feel me, man? 154, whenever.
This is all about growing, and you got a lot of room to grow.
Well, help me grow.
I won't help you grow. I
trust
will
me,
put you
dude.
out of business,
Listen,
and I don't
man.
want to do that yet.
Hey, man, you want to sell the garden now, man?
AB Boxer News, Desmond Weir. My question is for Jared Anderson. After the spectacular win in the second round, devastating knockout, there's been some names thrown around like Frank Sanchez. Would you entertain maybe possibly fighting Frank Sanchez in the future?
Without a doubt, I wouldn't have said his name for no reason. I've been in his DMs, he's been in mine. So I don't know where that was coming from, but yeah, of course, I wouldn't have said it, you know what I'm saying, if I wasn't willing for it. I've been asking for it. He told me wait until I'm ranked or until I get up there, but I'm in the top 15, you know, so I'm there. What's going on?
If you think Sander Martin ran tonight, you said Frank Sanchez is the heavyweight version. It's like you can't make good fights to him. If he wants to do it, that's fine. But you know, I think it's unrealistic. But we'll try.
Just one more question for Xander. You know, great win. Now, in what round did you find out, like, placing those accurate body shots, did you see it was being effective?
That was the game plan from round one. We knew that he was softer body, and we needed to attack that area from the beginning. He was a bit uncomfortable with all the ducking and the grabbing, but we were trying to find a way to adjust and get back to that body as soon as possible, and every time we could.
Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. It's Maestro here in front. Carl, when I spoke to you a few months ago, there were plans for Jared to fight in the UK. It seems like a lot of the US heavyweight talent has been exhausted. Is the UK somewhere where you can see him getting tested by maybe one of the prospects out there?
No and yes. We'd love to fight abroad because heavyweights travel everywhere. There's plenty of European heavyweights that he could fight over there. We were on Sky Sports tonight over there, which gets him more exposure, and I'm sure he'd be a hit over there as well. But, you know, he's in this position where we're not going to chase anybody. You know, we're sort of the A side right now. You know, and right now we kind of have a deal where we want to fight in the spring, and we definitely want to go to Toledo in the summer because we know that we'll pack the place. Yes! And there's nothing better than a hometown fight, whether it's Puerto Rico, Florida, Norfolk. You know, that's really where we want to get to these guys, and they're getting there sooner than later. But, you know, for heavyweights in Europe, I get it, you know.
So my second question is more about Xander and Keyshawn. The ESPN platform is obviously a huge sports network here in the United States. Is that not something that's alluring to fighters that, you know, you've mentioned that your phone isn't ringing for opponents, but surely ESPN's a platform that young up-and-coming or even guys more on the way out would want to, you know, test themselves on.
Yeah, I tell you a true story that happened last year when we were trying to make a match. We made an opponent or a contender a very good offer to come fight one of our fighters, and we said, look, it's live on ESPN, and the manager literally said, great, my guy's going to get knocked out on ESPN and everybody's going to see it. So that's the other side of it too. If you've got, you know, what we're trying to get is fighters who really want to fight, because you shouldn't be punished if you take a risk and lose. So it's okay to lose, it's how you lose. If you lose in a great effort, then there's no reason why you wouldn't come back anywhere. You know, that happens all the time with guys within our stable without it. So yes, that would hopefully be an appeal, because unlike other things that are out there, you're actually seen when you fight on ESPN. When you're on some, I'm not gonna go there, I feel like Bob. But when you're on something that, if you go out on the streets of New York City, you ask, hey, do you have this? They've never heard of it. So yes, it's great to be on ESPN, because people are gonna see you, and that's the advantage that these guys have.
Right here. Hey guys, congratulations all three of you guys. I have a question for Keyshawn and also for Xander. No offense, Jared. Keyshawn, I felt like when I was watching you with Burgos that even though you were dominating and winning every single round, I kind of felt like you looked like you were maybe like having such an easy time with him that you were getting a little bored and that you really need to get a better level opponent. Is that how you feel about where you're, I mean, I know you're only now like 7-0, but do you feel like you need to tell your team, like, you guys got to get me a better guy because I'm just toying with these dudes?
I mean, I just feel like they've been trying. You know, like, you know, they're not gonna go from 18-1 opponent to a world champion. You know what I'm saying? They put a guy in there that they felt like that probably could possibly give you some challenges. You know, and they probably really thought that he was gonna give you some challenges. I thought that he was gonna give you some challenges. You know, but it just showed, like, you know, how great I can be.
Did you feel a little bored in there?